Welcome to the Becktronics booth here at SMT Connect. I'm joined by, to my right, Jan Marloth from Becktronic, who's the sales manager, director, I believe. And to my left, I'm joined by Per Gester from Hyperclean. So welcome, gentlemen. If I could turn first of all to you, Jan. Tell us, you've developed a new service, if you like, for the stencil side of your business, which is called Stensolution. What is Stensolution?
So very often we get contacted by our customers that tell us that the stencil didn't work anymore, and then we ask the question, what changed overnight with the stainless steel stencil? And then we figure out that something else changed in the process. And as a stencil manufacturer, we can't always give the right solution for them, but this is why we created this network on Stensolution, where we have different experts in the network linked together, and then we can create solutions for our customers together with these experts. And everyone in this network does what he does best. So we do the stencils, Pierre does the cleaning wipes, and Emil also does the cleaning solutions. But then we create a solution where we can guarantee for our customers that it works. Yes.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So, Per, you're doing the cleaning wipe side of the technology.
Right, yes,
This is something you've developed from scratch, I believe.
From scratch. We started with single fibers and studied how the solder paste attached to different kinds of fibers. And we found actually what's quite different depending on what kind of fiber you're using. Yeah. So we came up with a solution that is based on our recipe of a fabric with our mix of fibers and the technology, how you bind the fibers together, and we ended up with a product we think performs very well. Yeah. And of course,
I mean, getting a lint-free stencil wipe is obviously critical, but it also has to still be effective as a cleaning material and using a cleaning solution. So, what else did you do to help develop that?
We worked together, of course, with Emil Otto, who is a supplier of solvents, and did tests together and see how it performed compared to our colleagues on the market. And we found a solution that is quite a complex mix of how you select fibers, how you put them together, and to keep the surface rough, so it can actually catch the metal particles that is in the solder paste, and at the same time let through air for the vacuum cycle in the machine without letting through the metal particles. So we're catching the metal particles. That is not absorbency, as many suppliers talk about, but we're not absorbing metal particles. We are catching them like in a fish net.
You're keeping it. It's not too flat.
Exactly.
It's got enough air in it to be able to
exactly.
catch.
So the metal particles sort of find their way into the fabric and end up a little bit under the surface, rather than being on the surface and being smeared out on the stencil.
So that's a great service that you've got. You've got other elements of that you're going to be introducing later in the year, I guess, at Becktronica. Yes. Let's turn our attention now to the actual stencil product that you make, because one of the things you've done recently is you've introduced a new stencil frame. Maybe you've got an example of it sitting below. Maybe you can show
Let me show this to you.
Our viewers. So if you look at that in profile, you'll see that it's a very thin profile, which is, you know, my first thought is very easy for storage.
Yes, that's one of the thoughts that went into this design of this frame. So one thing was the storage space, and the most important part for this frame is the stencil tension. So we did research with LPKF, this laser manufacturer. They're going to release a white paper about the influence of the stencil tension on the positional accuracy of the pads. And especially in LTCC or wafer applications, the positional accuracy is much more important than for SMT stencils. And there you need the highest tension possible. And the mesh that is used today to glue in the stencils, that is the weakest spot. And we got rid of that. So we glue the stencil directly into the frame, and we can adjust the tension that the customer needs, and then it will never change. So this is the highest possible stencil tension that you will ever
Highest you
get.
can get. So, I mean, is the pressure, the squeegee pressure, increasing these days with smaller devices and things like that, or is it still fairly constant?
That depends on the solder paste. Some, especially for the LTCC processes that our customers use, there are different processes than the normal processes that are used for SMT printing, because the solder paste isn't really a paste, it's more like a liquid because it's done.
Okay, so that's super. So I believe that you have you're German-based,
Yes.
near Frankfurt, 24-hour turnaround.
24-hour turnaround, standard delivery, so 50% of the stencils orders that we get are shipped the same day, and the others are shipped the next day, so there's no extra charge if you want the stencil the next day. It's how we work. Always want to be the fastest.
Okay, so there you go. The latest technology there from Becktronic here at SMT Connect.